Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. This is Prophetess Kalisha, and this is Men's Month. Amen. This is Father's Day, and I have some special guests. I have my co-host with me on today, Brother Jay from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
How's it going?
And all the way Oklahoma City by way of Monroe, we have Minister Brian Jones.
Hello.
Today is I wanted to come at this time and celebrate men. Amen. In May we celebrated women for Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. We always celebrating women, and I just thought that it was very necessary that this month not only do we celebrate men, because we did this for the women. We celebrated them, we corrected them. I think that in this hour, with everything that's going on, every single killing, it was a man, it was a young man. And I think that right now, it is so important that we celebrate the men and also calibrate or direct men in this hour. And so I have two special guests on today that will be with me all for the whole month. Every Monday, I have other people that are going to come on all the other days. We got next week, we have someone, and then the following week, we have someone else. And so I want you guys to enjoy this. Share. If you haven't shared this yet, I need you guys to share. Share it to your page. I'm going to be putting reels out with different quotes that they say and different things that they say. Every time I have been doing a reel on my side, I can see the views and how many numbers. Within 30 minutes, it's 1,000 people. So our goal is to really, really reach young men and men. Maybe you guys, if y'all on TikTok, y'all need to make TikToks about some of the things that we're talking about. Because I want you guys, I want the men to know this month. I want the boys to know this month. I want the young men, the young adults, and the young teenagers to know that they're important and that they're special. Right. I think that, Brother Brian, I think we started together, and I think it was 2017 when we was praying for the men.
Yeah.
And so, and now we're right back at this point, because at that time there was men walking in the streets, with guns, and every time you look up, it was all kind of things going on with men. And one thing, I was talking to someone on Sunday, you guys, I had such a busy weekend. My days all mixed up. But I don't know if you know Brother AV, but I was talking to Brother AV on yesterday, and we was talking about how important it is for the man to be present in today's society.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead on into our moving men on the move, and communicating with men and calibrating men. We're going to go ahead and with what we got going on today. I don't want to prolong the time anymore, but let's just do an icebreaker. Right after this video, I want you guys to see the video of the commercial. Please share it. Go to our pages and share it so everyone can see it.
How do I do that? Okay. Look, I'm in the middle of this room. Yeah, I sent you like 4 messages. It's from on the phone.
So, amen. So right now we're going to go ahead with an icebreaker. I know you guys have everybody around the world saw the slap, right? So with an icebreaker, um, I'm gonna start with Brother Jay. And I think if you guys didn't see me and Brother Jay go back and forth about about Will Smith and Jada Pickett, and Chris Rock, you ain't seen nothing. You guys need to go back to that video. I think it was over 25,000 people watched it, probably more now. But it was a really good conversation because the way I saw it as a woman and the way he saw it as a man, and a lot of men saw it, was totally different. Now I did, my uncle and different other men that I talked to, we kind of was in the same page.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask a question now. The slap happened. Will, kind of said, he done popped in and out saying certain things, not much. And then Jada posts, a message, but then now she did a video on Red Table Talk, and she gave her what she felt about it. She also said, and in so many words, me and my husband stand together, because there was a post I heard a conversation, and then it was posted on social media. Ricky Smiley and his team were saying that they need to get a divorce.
I agree.
He needed to move on his life and all of this. And but she made a statement, and her statement was, we're gonna keep on doing this thing called life together, And so Brother Jay, breaking ice, after her statement, did you hear the statement?
I heard part of it. I didn't watch the whole show. I heard that statement though. I heard a small we stay together type of thing.
Yeah, she just spoke about it in the beginning, and then she went into the show. She didn't continue to talk about it. So do you have any, I heard you say while I was talking that you still believe that they should.
Oh yeah, I definitely still believe that she is by definition toxic. The brother just actually broke down. He had a mental breakdown, and it just happened to be in front of everybody. Everybody's not so blessed to have this, have a breakdown like that in private, or he had his on national television. And I think it's because of how much stress she put on him. And if she was really on his side, she would have stopped him in the first place, from walking up there, instead of inciting him, because that was not a situation for a brother in his position to be. He was actually kind of I don't say a role model, but somebody, like to me, like Bill Cosby, somebody I look up to. Like, look at this brother. This is a shining example of we are not all, mess up. And this in 30 seconds, it was just ruined. So yeah, I definitely think if not separation, some serious counseling, some sit down and admit some problems, and work through it that way. But I personally think at this point, there's no way that the marriage can keep working. I think they need to separate.
Brother Jones, and you guys, this is all, I didn't talk to them about how they feel about it. Me and Brother Jay have went back and forth. You guys probably saw that episode. But what Brian is about to say, I don't know what he's gonna say, because me and him haven't had a conversation about it. So how do you feel about it?
Actually, I didn't see the statement that you say she said, but I just heard what you said. But I did watch the slap and the video and the action, everything that led to it. But I think that as a woman, as her husband, as his wife, she knows his trigger, and she knows what triggers him. And so I feel as if she triggered him, and yet I always think that we got to understand that we all are gettable, and at a moment we have to always be on our guard. And so when he reacted the way he reacted, it's something that already had probably transpired, triggered, whatever. But then at that time, he, like you said, I know what you said. You said as a woman, thought he was standing up for his wife, but at the same time, he was out of order for what he did. Now, he was out of order for what he did. And so but I think that it was a trigger for him. Now, as far as I
What
don't
was a
know, as far as
trigger?
the separation, this and all another, I'm me personally, as a marriage and stuff. I know you go through a lot of stuff. Counseling. They need to counsel, sit down, talk about it, and see what they need. See where they need to work some stuff out. As far as Chris Rock, as far as Chris Rock, I believe that he stood his ground and he handled it maturely. I just say it like that. Chris Rock could have reacted in another way, just like he did, but he didn't. And for Will Smith to be known as the non-cussing rapper, for him to ram, like that, that was like, whoa, what I'm saying? It kind of, because it caught me off guard. At first I had to watch it. I was like, hold up, was that real? Because I didn't believe he did that. Right. I didn't believe he did that. And I thought,
okay, wait. Let me stop you for 1 second, bro, because I do want to move on from this.
Okay.
This is kind of icebreaker. You said triggered, something triggered.
Yeah.
What do you think was the trigger? You keep saying it was a trigger.
I believe that.
The reason why I'm asking you this question, because both of you are saying they need to sit down and have counseling. They need to sit down. Yeah. So basically, Brian, you're saying it's her fault that he did that, right?
It's a trigger.
That she triggered him.
Yeah.
Okay. And that she is the reason he went slapped her, right? And I know that he was defending her. Yeah. So and the reason being defending her, I do get that. But so you're saying that something she did triggered him.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, because I want to say this because Brother Jay we did have that conversation before.
Yeah.
And so the Alcina, everybody at that time, and I'm only bringing this back up because it's the last time we had the men's talk.
Yeah, come on.
So we're gonna go back we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna make sure I bring Bishop here.
Yeah,
because he got something to say that's real good. He needs to come on. So you're saying that it's Alcina, August Alcina, because it was all over social media that
was it
August Alcina, her cheating, and Will has multiple times said she didn't cheat. They had an open marriage.
Yeah.
So he's multiple times said no, she didn't cheat.
I don't want to say it was the cheating. It was the way she presented it to the world out in front of everybody. I mean, a lot of guys have been cheated on and everything like that. But as long as nobody know about it and everything like that, then you can discuss it in private. Maybe you can get by because guys are really, we're not really like that, to deal with that type of thing. But if you are able to deal with it, you can't bring it out in public. She put it out in public.
Right, but that's something they agreed on, and he was there too. So go ahead, Brother Brian, and say what you're saying. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to spend 30 minutes talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. And if you guys want to know Brother Jay's opinion about it, please go and watch it. I just kind of wanted to go from where we were, because, so do you feel the slap had to do anything with that? That's my point. I just wanted to ask, do you believe that the situation with August is why, not Chris Rock, not what Chris Rock said, it wasn't an alopecia.
That had nothing to do with it.
That
it didn't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I don't believe it did.
And I'm going to say this to you guys from a woman, and I'm going to say it again. Now, I know there's other women out there that's saying certain things, right? And the reason why we're on this platform today is because our Black community and relationships are hurting really bad. And they're hurting really bad because of this. When I saw this situation, and I'm telling y'all, I'm not talking about what women got on there trying to be politically correct because they in the limelight. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about private conversations with Asian, Hispanic, white, Black women. I said, I'm asking this question because I'm going on a platform, and I just want an honest opinion. They won't know your name. They won't even know who you are. I want you to give me your honest opinion, what happened. And I need y'all to be open-minded through these 4 weeks. And the reason why I say that is our community needs to heal. There are so many, the reason why so much is going on in this world today, not just in the Black community, not just in the Hispanic community, not just in the white or Asian, in all communities. The reason why there is such a division is because everything begins in the home. Everything begins with the family. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on to the next thing. Women we don't agree with that. We don't believe that what happened had anything to do with August. We do believe, most women believe, that he was protecting his wife and that she had alopecia. Both of you said that you didn't watch the video. You need to go back and see how many people have committed suicide from alopecia and how much depression people done went through because of, and let me tell y'all something, a woman's hair is her glory. The way that a woman's hair is and the way that we, especially Black women, the way that we feel about, because we don't, other races don't struggle with hair stuff like we struggle with hair stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I totally disagree with what both of you guys just said today. But I will bring Bishop, no, it's okay. Do you have some, who's I will bring Bishop Benjamin, because me and him did talk about the fact that he wants to come on and talk about this because me and him kind of share the same view.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say that it was Augusta, because I wasn't worried about him. I feel like you said that he was protecting her, but even in a sense, she knows what would set him off and what would trigger him to go to another action. Now, as far as Augusta and him and all that, I don't even worry about him.
Right. And it's, again, I wanted to ask you, when I asked you that question, my question was, did you believe that's the reason why he got up there and did that?
No, I don't. Yes. No, I don't.
You said that you thought that had something to do with it. And
no,
I personally don't, because that happened like 5 years ago, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And it was 3 years ago when they talked about it live.
Yeah.
Now, all night, they say people were like commenting about it.
Yeah, okay, so honestly, no, I don't.
But I will, like I said, I want to bring the man of God on here because he really, and he's military, he's ex-military just as well as Brother Jay. He's and he's tough, and he's not the type of man that's just, but he's a daughter, he got daughters. You see what I'm saying? And he have a wife. So I say, some of the stuff that I say, I went and talked to my uncles. I got 5 uncles on my daddy's side, and I got 4 uncles on my mom. And when men is different, especially when you got girls. Yeah. And when you think of it if you think of it in a different light, and you got to see the whole picture, especially when it comes to Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to Chris Rock. But anyway, let's move on. I want to move on. The reason I brought that up is because I'm talking to the audience now. I want you guys to know that in the Black community, you know, and in other communities, but especially in the African American community, it is so divided, you know, amongst men and women. And I'm more so concerned about our boys.
Yeah.
We're losing them. And, you know, there's a notion that, you know, men has to minister to boys. I think that the family, I think women and men, sister and brother, I think everybody needs to come together. I said, because there is something missing. And because especially in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, all the killings, and it's children, killing children, all these murders, these are 18-year-old or younger boys.
Yeah.
that's shooting people. You know, they killing people. And so there is something going on that we want to get them. We want to get. So this is my next question. Who, I guess we'll start Brother Brian. We'll start with Brian and then we'll go to Brother Jay so he can, because I let Brian talk a little longer this time. So Brother Jay can talk this time. Brother Brian, who do you celebrate? This is celebrating men tonight. We want to celebrate people. Who do you celebrate tonight that has influenced you, that has been a mentor? And it could be more than one person. And what did that person do for you? Like, even if you want to give a testimony of where you was and where, I don't know your story, you know, or just, it don't have to even be negative, like you were somewhere wrong. It could be just the fact that in your life right now, they have been a great influence. So, and it may be multiple people. Who is that person or those people that has helped you become the man that you are today?
Okay. So just like you said too as well, and I have a whole bunch of uncles. And so I don't have an actual blood brother, but I have uncles. And so, I give a shout out to my father today, his birthday as well. So
happy birthday.
Give a shout out to my father, Elbert Jones. But my uncle here in Oklahoma City, my Uncle Greg Bishop, he's been an inspiration to me as well. It's more likely one of the reasons why I am in Oklahoma City is because of him. And my father has been a very strong influence in my life. Even more so now, our relationship has grown real deep, and to the point now where we are able to discuss and are able to talk about any and everything, but then it's more on a biblical level, you know. And sometimes I can show him or ask him something, he can ask me, and vice versa. And it's not to a point where, you know, it's like, oh, we don't look at each other like father, son, but as a friend, where we sit down and we're talking and we're iron sharpen iron, you know, and that's the point that I love. We even talk to my father, because I can talk about anything with him. And, you know, and it feels good. Once you get off the phone with him, you feel good, you know, and I feel good. And so my father, I can say my father.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Brother Jay, who will you celebrate today? Who is the man that has inspired you? Because it's very important right now that we uplift men, you know, because again, women, listen, we gon' get it, okay? Yeah. But it's very rare, and then men get socks and they get a tie.
Right.
You know,
sure do.
They don't get the good celebration, you know. And that, I'm gonna be honest with you, women. Even my kid's father, if you've been on my platform, I'm always giving testimonies of things that I've been through. But one thing he will tell you is that I celebrate him. Any man that's in my life, they're gonna tell you that I celebrate them, and I thank God for them and who they are. So who is that man, Brother Jay, or men?
Well, all of my buddies, Lionel D, Gerald Johnson, all these my coworkers and friends that I grew up with. They're all really good fathers, and it's like a big deal to me that, you know, they are fathers, you know, because my generation didn't really have father figures and everything like that. My father, you know, wasn't worthy, wasn't in my life, and all that kind of good stuff there. But I do have an uncle. He's no longer with us. But I remember one particular scenario when I got my first apartment the day before I turned 16. I was 15. The day before I turned 16, I had no furniture. I had a bed, two mattresses on some milk crates. I had a black and white TV on the milk crate, you know, with the little click TV.
Listen.
Yeah.
I used to, I used to work at Sonics at the time, right behind the mall. You know, I used to work at Sonics. I used to walk there back and forth. Matter of fact, I used to go to work early so I can get something to eat. You know, funds wasn't tight at all. I mean, it wasn't on point at all. And I remember I had like a Sonic Blizzard in the fridge, some ham, and that was pretty much it, and some mustard. He came to the house. He came check me. He was like, man, this is nice. This is nice. He paid no attention that I had no furniture in the house, except that bed. A couple of assorted pots and pans. He looked in the fridge, like he was like, yeah, man, that's cool. He was like, man, let's go take a ride. We always take rides and everything. So we went and rode a little bit, and we pulled up at Winn-Dixie out on Highland Road, and he was like, man, go get your $100 worth of food. And usually I'm like, nah, I'm good, man, I'm good. But I would tell you, man, look, I had like nothing in the fridge, right? So I had to kind of swallow my pride, and we went up there, and I made $108 worth of groceries. And my fridge was looking nice, and it was just like such a big thing, and he had good money and everything. So for him, it really wasn't that big a deal. But for me, I've been trying to repay that like for years. Like anytime I see somebody, that needs some help or I can help somebody, I try to help them. And I'm thinking specifically of that incident, and I never feel like I can actually give that back. There's not, I can't, it won't mount up because that meant so much to me,
Right.
and that was like, that's my Uncle Mike. That was beautiful for me.
Yeah.
So, and that's awesome, because, just to have that person to just step in right in time, and then look how it affected you. If he touched you, and you touched many, So with saying that, well, I would say the men, like I said, my uncles, I got uncles on both sides of my family. Uncle Willie is like a father figure to me. My dad, my biological dad, I didn't grow up with him. I met my dad when I was young, but I was like 20 something when I began to develop a relationship with him, and I got that today. But the man that raised me, and he is still in my life today, the man that raised me, my daddy John, he is, look, I'm telling you, he got his, well, I don't know, daddy half fall now, so I don't know how many braids he got up in there, but he was still trying to put them braids in there.
That's right.
And he might, when he talk to you, some cuss words might come out while he talking to you, but he has always been a man of great wisdom, and someone that I know that can protect me.
Yeah.
So we need that. Now, with saying the mentorship, like you said, that you began to do things for people, who is those things that boys that you are paying forward right now, that you are actually shaping, that your hands is in their life and you're shaping a life, and how? And I think this is so important, because right now, I'm just like you said, Jay, you ain't have nobody.
Yeah.
I remember looking for my daddy because my brother didn't have nobody. You know what I'm saying? And my daddy, well, the man that raised me, I'll call him daddy. My daddy, he was trying, but he wasn't listening to daddy. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't listening to daddy. But my biological father, I found my family for my brother. I didn't think I even needed them. Like, I wouldn't know Brian right now. I wouldn't know Brian. I wouldn't know, Aunt Shirley and Uncle Greg, all of them, if I didn't look for my daddy. I looked for my daddy for my brother, because my brother was getting into all kind of trouble. My brother was real quiet. He wasn't into nothing like that. And then he got around the wrong crowd, and he just was getting into all kind of trouble. And so, and every time he would, get down and cry, he was talking about my daddy. So I looked for him. So who are you mentoring today?
Me, he can go. Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, basically what I try to do is, first of all, my goal is to try to mentor my son, first of all. Try to help him out as much as possible as I can. And I feel like anybody that crosses your path, they don't come into your life for no reason. You know what I'm saying? People cross your path for a reason. And I'm one guy that it's amazing how people do attach themselves to me. And so if I have any type of time where I could spend any time with anybody, I try to do that. That's what we're here for. And my daddy did the same thing. And I didn't share this one other person, but my Uncle Johnny, he did that for me, and he was one that would share with me, but then at a time of my life where I needed somebody at that time, he was that one. And so and you never know how you impact anybody just by conversation, just by caring, just by being there at priceless times. You never know.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because it's times now where I get calls from young men that I talk to, I mentored, and I talk, and they still call me. And these guys that I talked to 5, 6, 7, probably even when I first moved to Oklahoma, and I connected with them, and I think they forgot about me. But sometimes, like they say, you sow that seed, they don't forget. So and I don't just write, like you say, a person. I don't just have a specific person, because anybody across my path, I'm willing to share anything with them that may help them. And that's how I was raised. To help anybody.
Okay, Brother Jay.
Well, I have my two sons. First and foremost, that I spend as much time as possible. As a matter of fact, I'm exhausted right now because I had to go to swim practice and then boxing training after that. I mean, that's just father. I didn't get a good role model like that, but I watched Bill Cosby and Uncle Phil, and I'm walking through it like that. I wrote a book a while back to help us mainly deal with the police and understand what's going on, so we wouldn't have any kind of issues. Maybe have a better environment. With the police relations, civilian relations. I'm working on a second book right now. It's called How to Survive a Traffic Stop, and basically it's written specifically for my sons and my nephews because they grew up with me, law enforcement wise, so they know me and they have no fear of police, and I feel like it's necessary that we have not only a fear but a respect.
Respect. Yeah.
I'm afraid that my kids are going to get pulled over sometime in the future, and since they have no fear of that knowledge of what the world out there is like, they're going to get out of the car real comfortable and too comfortable, and some trigger happy individual is going to cause a problem or something for my family. And so I'm writing a book to kind of give them an understanding, a guideline of how to survive a traffic stop. And that's not just for my boys, but I don't feel like I can handle the whole world. But if I just handle my small little corner, I think it'll radiate out to the rest of the world.
So let me ask you this: where is the first book? Is it on any platforms like Amazon?
Oh yeah. You can get it. You can get it on Amazon.
Okay, so what I want you to do, Brother Jay, is sometime after, if you can do it while you're on live, or sometime after we go live, please put the name of your book in the chat and the platforms that you have it on, so people can get it. You guys, Brother Jay is law enforcement. And where are you law enforcement at, Brother Jay?
Baton Rouge Police Department. 18 years.
So,
congratulations, brother.
Yes, and we thank you so much for what you do. I worked in law enforcement for 3 years, and I just got out of law enforcement. Like I did it all right before the pandemic, all during the pandemic. We didn't stop working.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody else worked, but we ain't stopped working. We worked the whole time. Right. I will say that I know where I was in Dallas, the crime had went down a lot compared to prior to, because I worked at night. But anyway, my point, but domestic violence didn't. It went on the rise. Like it was off the chain rise. And I like you guys coming, because Brian, you said that, anybody, because when you're mentoring someone, and even because I've taken on this, I believe that God has given me an anointing with men and boys. I don't know why, men, they tell me everything. Like people, men, boys, they tell me everything. Like they'll call me and just tell me everything going on. And I think because they know that whatever you say to me, it ain't gonna change the way I feel about you. You know what I'm saying? I done had friends now, right now, he was this dude, he was military, and I think he law enforcement right now, and I can't find my friend. But me and him was cool, and me and his wife was cool, right? And everybody knew I was married at the time, right? All of us knew we was real cool. And he was having infidelity in his marriage. I'm giving this example because it's real. And I knew all of it, right? I knew everything that was going on, which the other side of it, because I'm not giving names and nobody don't know what I'm talking about, which there was infidelity on her side too. You feel me? So I knew everything that was going on because I was friends with everybody. But it didn't make me change, right? Yeah. Because that was my dude. Like we was cool for real, like cool. You know what I'm saying? And like that was my dude. And it wasn't gonna make me like, I'd be like, dude, okay, you need to chill out. You're gonna lose your family. He did. He lost his family. You know what I'm saying? She ended up leaving. I think she married again, or whatever. But what I'm saying is God has always given me anointing. So I not only mentor boys, but it's men. Men call me, man, she tripping. Okay, I don't know what she talking about, like this going this way, or even women. I have some of my closest friends, you know what I'm saying? They'll call me and like, blah, 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 blah. And I think what it is that I asked God years ago to help me because not because of relationship, but I was more like, you know what? Because I my very first time really, really being in love, I was hurt. And I said, man, I'm gonna be just like a dude. I ain't gonna care. They don't care, I don't care. We all finna have fun. I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? So, and I said, I want a mindset, like, and I didn't realize the prophetic call on my life. So when I said that, I think God allowed me to feel what men feel, think like they think, understand what they understand. You see what I'm saying? So, and I think, and I'm saying that to say, because after that is when I'm telling you, even my kid's father, he's be like, girl, you a dude, yeah. The stuff that I would be telling him, I'd be like, when he was cheating, I was like, you cheating. He said, you talking to me like I'm one of your friends that you be counseling on the phone. I said, I am your friend right now. Because we was friends before we were married. We was married at the time. But I'm telling, he came to my job. I said, dude, whatever she doing you, it feel good. I told him that. Like, I ain't gonna tell y'all what I said because I got young ears. But I said, you need to stop. I said, because when I bust you, he said, you sitting here laughing. I said, because I understood.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it like that. I understood. Yeah. I understood. And because that's why I can say, that's why I can talk about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith like I can talk about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. Because I know that, when the mindset is, oh, women is so attached, that ain't true. Not all the time.
Yeah.
That ain't always true. Now, we could be very vindictive. You know what I'm saying? Tit for tat crap. What's good for the goose for good for the gander kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get you back. That kind of thing like that. But through life, God taught me. And I'm telling you, and I told him, I said, and he chilled out. He stopped. But then I said, okay, I see something. But then I don't know if that's the prophetic, y'all. I don't know. But he used to always say it was really hard to be with me. But my point is, I mentor men as well. Like I got, like for real, women, they'll call me. I'm like, girl, because y'all we think so different.
You do.
We think so different. We we really, really think so different, and it's like, but I bless God that he's, that's why I have friends. I'm telling you, some of them, a couple of them probably would have been divorced. I remember 10 years ago, they was like only one of my friends on their way to divorce. We became friends because I started counseling her through the situation. I wound up getting a divorce and they wind up staying together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being honest with you. You might say, well, you didn't listen. No, because I'm not going to tell, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to tell you something that I'm not, girl, don't leave. Like, I was like, all right, leave your husband because of this done happen. You know what I'm saying? Put him on the couch. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't work it out, you can't work it out. I'm not going to never tell nobody to stay in an abusive situation because you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. And you going to lay down. Okay? I'm just saying. So, but I'm not saying nothing like that. But, you know, I understand more than, and so I have talked to females and helped them through, you know what I'm saying, situation, so many. And I'm telling you, people that's married almost 30 years, I was there from day one, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, if you go in here and say this to him and he be like, whatever, y'all marriage over anyway, because he don't care. But if he go in there and you go in there and he be like, don't leave me, man. And he like really, really like serious, you know what I'm saying? And you serious, I said, don't go say it and you playing. Because if you say this and then you don't walk, then it's a different thing. Go ahead, what you're saying?
First time, second time, and third time, you know, you say that he probably, you know, real, whatever, but after he hit about 6 or 7 times, you know, guys are pretty simple. Look, man, look, I don't hit, blah, blah, blah. You catch him at a bad time, you know, look, man, do what you're going to do. And that might not be how you feel at the moment. I mean, you just ain't for arguing constantly, you know, so a lot of guys just be like, you know, whatever.
Right. Well, and you know what? One of the biggest things that I will even say, just jumping in and out of the Will Smith and the Jada thing. One of the rules that I know that a lot of people live by, you take divorce off the table. And if you really take it off the table and it's not an abusive situation, then whatever you go through, you figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out, you know, and but I guess I'm saying all this to say that I'm telling y'all, it's countless people. And when I even brought up she walked in there and told him she was really leaving. She had already went to the lawyer. She would draw the paperwork. I ain't talking about, it wasn't no game. But I was saying, like, you know, I wasn't partying with her right now because I really didn't want to see their marriage. I really didn't, you know, but that's their decision. That's your business if that's what you want to do. But I said, okay, I prayed about it and I gave her what God told me. I said, go ahead and say this. Bring paperwork. And if he be like, you know, if it's pride, because it could be pride, I'm telling you, I did that. I really walked away. 10 days later, I would have been divorced with my kid's father. But I knocked on the door with him and the female. Because I was like, we done been through a lot. 17 years, I went and knocked on the door because I said, okay, because he called me and asked me to come home. So I said, all right. First I said no, but then I went and knocked on the door. I said, you need to tell her you coming home because you're not coming back and forth. He acted like he did. And he didn't. He came got in the car like he was leaving, but he wanted to play the field. I'm not finna do that. So, but it wasn't an infidelity situation in their situation. It was just, you know, they kept going through a whole lot. Yeah. And then he said, no, you can't leave me. You know, but that's 25 years of marriage. You can't leave me.
They got certain things that are different for a man. If you do take an action that changes the man's personality or the way the man sees himself, you know, that is like what you can't come back from. Everybody has this personal visual image of themselves. What do you see yourself as? And, you know, if I feel myself as a strong man or I feel myself as this or that and everything like that, but whatever, you know, damage you do changes that image, the way I look at myself, that's the thing you can't get by. You know,
right.
If I'm a dirty person, I'm out here cheating and doing whatever and everything like that, and you give me back, that's not really gonna change the image of myself. Yeah, you played, I felt played or whatever, but you know, we was already doing it. I feel like I'd have still won. I got more or whatever, but if you have like a loyal man who he fancies himself a good father, this here and that there, you know, and everything like that, and you do something that makes him feel like a fool, and it takes more than just, you know, personal, you know, arguments in private. That don't do it. You get out in public and you make a display to where the world is looking at him like that, and then he starts looking at himself like, you can't get by that.
Yeah. It'll take an act of God. That's what it'll be. You know what I'm saying? I feel like men deal with respect. You know, it's like a respect level, you know, and that's what it is. And
so give me a for instance, y'all saying that if this is really good, this is good. We gonna let's see. This is really good. If y'all said that, you know, Brother Jay said that if inside, you know, if he feel like his identity is being taken, let me tell y'all why I'm bringing this up. That was Roderick. That was my ex-husband. He didn't feel like he could be him with me. And so in the beginning of getting me, I've been a woman of God. Brian can tell you, he me as a woman of God. I got saved when I was in high school in 11th grade. So my kid's father met me as a woman of God, but he didn't realize I was, because, you know, they got a lot of people that act like they saved, especially females, and then they legs around the shoulder. I'm just saying. But I'm really saved. And even we got a divorce and remarried the second time, we have children and we didn't sleep together before we got married the second time. So I'm saved for real. Like, I really love God and I really live a very consecrated lifestyle. Now, have I been perfect always? No. Have I done everything right? No. You did see my testimony, I would tell you. But what I am saying is, I do live a life that's really consecrated before God. And who he brought to the table was not who he really was. And I'm not saying that that's what you was talking about, Jay, that you brought yourself to the table and you was, you know, I think everybody put their foot forward first. But after a while, who you are is who you are. And I never want to change a person. And I'm like, you know, I love going to church. I love the things of God. I'm a family, well, she's a family person. But it's a lot of stuff that, and that's what he told me. He said that I see you like Joyce Myers. I see you like Bishop T.D. Jakes. I see you standing on platforms speaking to thousands of people, which what we done did, Brian. We done talked to millions, right?
Yeah.
It was like 50 something million people me and Brian ministered to.
Yeah.
You know, so and he was right. And he said, I can't be with you because that ain't for me.
No, and I think, and one of the things you said earlier, I know it's kind of, but I'll try to get to it, but what you said was when people can come to you and then your view of who they are will not change. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't be as open, because they feel that somebody will view them after they talk to them. You know what I'm saying? And so, and just like what you're saying right now, how we talking and versing, and this made me helping somebody out. You know what I'm saying? Because it may give them encouragement to say, hey, I can go talk to somebody and they won't view me after negative how I just I spoke to them about, you know, I shared something with you and now you're looking at me sideways, and people think that way.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't share. That's why they don't talk. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I said it, because I was one of them. You know, I don't want to, hey, if I say this or I share this or I do this, then how they gonna view me? You know, how they gonna, you know, look at me, you know, and I'm coming to you to confide in you. And next time I'm not gonna come back.
And Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't tell everybody everything. You know, and you know that. Like, you can't, because like I have several friends, best friends. I would say 3 or 4 best friends, that people that 3 for a fact that I call best friends. The 4th one, we kind of close, but I wouldn't say best, okay? But I got 3 close friends. But what I communicate with all 3 of them is different. I got one friend, I could tell this girl, actually, if she got Alzheimer's, I'll be in trouble. If she got Alzheimer's, I'll be in trouble, okay? Because I'm telling you, like, she know me. And then there's a man of God that I think men of Pastor Moody is friends. I believe that we are friends. But he know everything about me. He know everything about me. But God will give you people in your life. You have to know that God will bring people in your life, whoever is watching and listening today, that he will really bring people in your life.
Yeah.
To that you can be like, you got to have somebody you can be transparent with.
Yeah.
I've been taking people to deliverance. I don't know if you guys saw over the last month, I've been ministering on deliverance. And I remember a lady I took through deliverance, all the stuff that she did and everything that has transpired. Some of it I remember, some I don't, because it be so long. When you're going through deliverance and a person's life history, everything that they went through, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. But guess what? You know, that ain't nobody's business.
Right.
You know,
it's not.
That's not. And honestly, I never, when somebody called me on the phone and they start talking, and then I never know what's going to be said to me. Like, I don't. Right. And then they just start saying stuff. And then that's when I know, okay, this is something don't ever need to be said. You know,
and
I let them know, you will never hear me say it.
Right.
If you ever hear somebody else comment about this, it wasn't me that said it.
And that's what you need.
You won't ever walk up to me and ask me. Like, you would never walk up to me and ask me. Now, anything that I done been through, I'm an open book. I don't mind sharing the thing. Now, there are some skeletons y'all will never know about. They go into the grave. Okay? They've been 10 feet deep.
You said you ain't gonna tell it.
Listen, no, that one they're gonna stay way down up in there.
Right.
Okay. Unless God, Jesus, Lord, don't ever ask me. Okay. So, but I'm saying all that to say that everybody have to have that place.
Yeah.
Because I'm being honest with you, I have been that sounding board, especially for men. And that's why this is so important to me. This is so important to me. And I wish I was a friend. I do. Because I would want to know how he really feel, you know, or whatever. No speculations, no what, this, that, and the other, how he really feel. And the reason why I'm using him is because that was displayed all over the world. But there got men that's listening today that's going to hear this that is not displayed all over the world.
Right.
I would never, do you know the people that done told me, that has confided into me, different things that has happened to them, and I never use my platform to tell anybody else's business. I will never use my platform for that. I will never, ever share what somebody else done been through.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Just like I gave the scenario right then about this person going in, they leaving. How many people done did that? You think about how many people done did. I'm not sharing that person's life. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's real bad in the pulpit, most motivational speakers, movies, people sharing other people's life story, and they didn't even ask them to do it. Look at the DL Hughley situation, where Monique ran with it, and DL said it wasn't even a man. It was children. You know what I'm saying? And she ran with that. He was touched. She was touched. That's how quick stuff goes somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That it shouldn't go. You know. So anyway, and this will be my last question before we get off, guys. And I know that it's so much that we got to go. The reason why I'm not, we taking our time with this conversation is because we got 3 more weeks. And I want, if there's topics, Brian and Webb, y'all want to talk about, please send them to me, because I do next week, we're going to be calibrating. And calibrating is directing and guiding. And because just like he talked about it, we want to dig into some of that stuff that need to be done. And I'm telling y'all, this thing got to change, man. Like for real. Like if we don't, you know, because like, I mean, everybody talk about Snoop, but Snoop got an education. And Snoop had an education before he became Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
He had a degree.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
That's something a lot of people miss, man. A lot of these rappers and everything like that, they understand that they are entertainers, but we looking at them like they are role models and stuff. I mean, they're no different than the old school rappers, Hulk Hogan and stuff like that. You are an entertainer, man, and you know, so when they done with this, they go back to their business, you know, their own life and everything. But young people out here think that's legit. They real. That's not real.
That ain't real.
Yeah, well, Bon B is a professor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Riz is MIT. He's like I think an electrical engineer. You know, Lil Wayne got his degree. I believe he got his master's degree. There's a lot of cats like that, entertainers.
Right, and that's why if you listen to Snoop when he talk about Tupac, Biggie, all these different people, man, when they was tripping, I was saying come together. This dude ain't. You feel what I'm saying? He was educated. Him and what her name, the rapper Queen Latifah, they cousins. So a lot of people don't realize that. Yes, like people don't be realizing that these people, what Webb just said, they entertainers. They out here making their money. They making their paper. They alive. They doing what they need to do to get ahead. Just like Cube. Now Cube came from the street, but Cube still have a head on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. And he was like, look, yep, I came out of, you know what I'm saying, you know, F the police. Now he walking with the police. So you feel what I'm saying?
Education don't have to be formal. Education don't have to be formal. You can get all the information from MIT off the Google. I mean, for real, it's all the books online.
And that's why I'm saying though, like for real, like we gotta change. Mindsets gotta change, man. Like for real, like we gotta say this generation. Yeah. Because, and it starts with us.
Yeah.
Because like Webb said, in our generation, I see a lot of us turning around right now though. Like I see a lot of them, you know, was out there and now they like coming in because our generation got to turn around. Our generation got to, because a lot of them like, you know, the baby boomers though. The baby boomers kind of, they weren't there. You know, you have some of them that was, but you know, the baby, we was latchkey, man. Like Webb said, he got an apartment at 16. I got one at 17.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was latchkey. We were grown at 16 to 17 years old. We were grown. Like for real.
I mean nothing. I tell you, I was grown for real.
For real. Like for real, for real. I remember at 17 years old having a full apartment of furniture, working 2-3 jobs. Like for real. You know what I'm saying? So, and I look at my daughter and she 18 years old. I couldn't imagine doing that. Like, I don't want her to do that. Like she pushing right now. I'm like, you know, I said the other day, she might need to take 6 months. You know, you ain't got to take 3, take 6. You know.
But you ever think maybe you are handicapping the kids because there's a little phrase that says hard times make hard men make easy times create weak men create hard times create hard men, and it starts off. You ever think that maybe that, because I'm thinking that about my kids, because my boys is lazy.
Well, and that takes us to our next week's next Monday story. The calibrating is next week.
All right, I'm gonna leave it alone then, because he sparked a whole bunch right there.
He sparked another conversation. We're gonna celebrate today. We're gonna calibrate next week.
A whole bunch of it came in my head.
Hey, listen. But can I tell y'all something about my daughter? She got 2 jobs.
All right.
But I got when I say a whole nother conversation, I'm gonna talk to y'all on Monday. I'm gonna talk to y'all on Monday.
All right.
Because yes, we gotta change the generation. What we went through, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna leave it just like this here. Bishop Jake says, we give them everything we didn't have, except the work ethic, except the grind.
Yeah.
Except the grind.
I agree with you.
I thank you so much, Well, for being here on tonight. I thank you for being here on. I will see you guys on next week, and we're gonna calibrate. We're gonna calibrate. We're gonna talk about what we're gonna right from where he stopped at. What he said. I'm finna take the clip and we're gonna play it.
Right.
And we're gonna answer this question. That is gonna be our icebreaker. Listen. Yeah. So I see you guys on next Monday. Go and be blessed.
All right. 2.